Welcome to Quiz Oracle.
Which is the longest river in the world? Nile. What is the largest desert in the world? Antarctic Desert. Which continent has the most countries? Africa. Which is the highest mountain in the world? Everest. Which ocean is the deepest? Pacific Ocean. What is the largest country by land area? Russia. Which country has the most natural lakes? Canada. What continent is known as the Dark Continent? Africa. Which river flows through the Grand Canyon? Colorado River. What is the driest continent on Earth? Antarctica. Which sea has the highest salt concentration? Dead Sea. Which country is known as the land of 1,000 lakes? Finland. What is the largest island in the world? Greenland. What is the longest mountain range in the world? Andes. Which waterfall is the highest in the world? Angel Falls. Which continent is completely in the southern hemisphere? Australia. Which lake is the largest in Africa? Lake Victoria. Which is the smallest continent by land area? Australia. What is the most populated continent? Asia. Which country has the largest rainforest area? Brazil. What type of landform is Japan mostly made up of? Islands. The Great Barrier Reef is located off the coast of which country? Australia. What separates Europe from Asia? Ural Mountains. What is the coldest place on Earth? Antarctica. What is the name of the longest canal in the world? Grand Canal, China. Which U.S. state has the most active volcanoes? Alaska. Which continent has no permanent rivers? Antarctica. Which is the largest sea in the world? Philippine Sea. Which African desert is the largest hot desert? Sahara. What is the name of the largest peninsula in the world? Arabian Peninsula. What is the name of the tectonic plate that includes most of the Pacific? Pacific Plate. Which river is the longest in Asia? Yangtze. The Great Lakes are located in which region? North America. Which is the world's second largest continent? Africa. Which desert covers much of Botswana? Kalahari. What type of climate dominates Central Africa? Tropical. Which country is the largest in South America? Brazil. What is the major river of Egypt? Nile. Which European mountain range separates France and Spain? Pyrenees. What region is known for having frequent earthquakes and volcanoes? Ring of Fire. Which river forms part of the border between the U.S. and Mexico? Rio Grande. Which ocean is the warmest? Indian Ocean. What type of volcano is Mount Fuji? Composite volcano. What line divides Earth into the northern and southern hemispheres? Equator. Which mountain range is found in western North America? Rocky Mountains. What is the largest gulf in the world? Gulf of Mexico. Which ocean surrounds the Maldives? Indian Ocean. What is the deepest point on Earth? Mariana Trench. What What is the longest river in Europe? Volga. What is the name of the line that separates day from night on Earth? Terminator line. Which continent is entirely surrounded by water? Australia. What is the name of the world's largest coral reef system? Great Barrier Reef. Which country has the most volcanoes? Indonesia. What is the largest bay in the world? Bay of Bengal. What is the name of the region where two tectonic plates meet? Fault zone. Which direction does the Nile River flow? North. What type of landform is the Deccan Plateau? Plateau. Which African lake has a high concentration of crocodiles? Lake Turkana. What landform is formed by a river depositing sediment at its mouth? Delta. Which mountain range forms the backbone of South America? Andes. Which river is sacred to Hindus in India? Ganges. Which country is both in Europe and Asia? Turkey. What is the area of flat land in Siberia called? Steppe. Which African river has the greatest volume of water? Congo River. Which U.S. state has the most freshwater lakes? Alaska. Which island group is closest to the North Pole? Svalbard. Which country is known for fjords? Norway. Which ocean lies east of Africa? Indian Ocean. What's the name of the line dividing Earth into east and west? Prime Meridian. What natural border separates the U.S. and Canada? Great Lakes. What is the highest volcano in the world? Ojos del Salado. Which country contains the Serengeti ecosystem? Tanzania. Which strait connects the Atlantic Ocean to the Mediterranean Sea? Strait of Gibraltar. What region in Asia is prone to typhoons? Southeast Asia. Which island is part of 3 different countries? Borneo. Which river forms a major part of the Amazon basin? Amazon River. Which desert lies mostly in Mongolia and northern China? Gobi Desert. Which is the highest navigable lake in the world? Lake Titicaca. What do you call a piece of land surrounded by water on 3 sides? Peninsula. Which country is home to the Atacama Desert? Chile. Which river is known as the Yellow River? Huanghe. Which country has the world's longest coastline? Canada. What is the region of permanent ice near the poles called? Ice cap. What mountain range lies between India and China? Himalayas. What island country lies southeast of India? Sri Lanka. Which water body separates Europe and Africa? Mediterranean Sea. What plain covers much of central North America? Great Plains. What is the term for a chain of islands? Archipelago. Which river flows through the city of London? Thames. What is the name for an area where rivers drain into a common outlet? Watershed. What landform separates India from China? Himalayas. What body of water lies between Saudi Arabia and Iran? Persian Gulf. What area in Africa is known for extreme dryness and sand dunes? Sahara Desert. Which region has the most active earthquakes? Ring of Fire. Which is the largest island in the Mediterranean Sea? Sicily. Which U.S. river is known for flooding and farming along its banks? Mississippi River. Which country is famous for its geothermal activity and geysers? Iceland. Which ocean has the fewest islands? Arctic Ocean. Which mountain range separates Europe from Asia? Ural Mountains. What is the name for a dry area on the leeward side of a mountain? Rain shadow.